Bonjour à tous, donc on va continuer ce programme de cette troisième journée qui est dédiée plus particulièrement à la durabilité. Et on va enchaîner là donc 2 épisodes, une keynote de Cristina Crava et ensuite on va enchaîner sur une table ronde sur le réemploi de la bouteille en verre. So Cristina, welcome.
Thank you very much, Mary Perry.
So, Cristina, you are head of project at the Porto Protocol.
Yes, indeed.
And I believe you just edited a guide on packaging.
Correct, and that's what I'm going to talk about this
Great,
today.
You're going to tell us about this guide.
Yeah.
So the floor is yours, and
Thank you.
I'll be coming back after for the roundtable.
Okay, thank you very much. So, welcome everyone, good morning, and thank you for being here. So, Marie-Pierre just presented me. I'm from Porto Protocol, and I'm here today to talk about a huge project that we put together, a guide on packaging, just launched on December last December 2024. So, but for those who doesn't know, let me take this chance to present also Porto Protocol. We are a foundation founded by tailors, an international collaborative network of wine stakeholders, from producers to the retailers. So we are a global network working on catalyzing climate action by sharing knowledge, by sharing solutions, and bringing all these stakeholders into the same conversation to accelerate our response to climate change. We are more than 200 members, 250 members and companies that represent, in a way, 500 companies around the world, more than 1 billion liters of wine, and 75 actors. So we have members from all the value chain, but 53% are wine producers. In terms of global reach, we are in 5 countries. 5 continents and 20 countries. So just for you to have a look at the work that we've been doing. But today I'm here to talk about this huge project, this Bible that we just launched, that I think we believe that will be a huge resource for the wine industry. So it's more than 240 pages filled with information, filled with resources, with tables that are able to compare the different packaging options that the wine industry have at their will. So I think it's very useful not only for the producers, even though that was our first focus, but for every retailer, every consumer, like all of us as well are. So making conscience choices, So it was created by us. Of course, Taylor, our founder, was the big supporter. Crafted, so the beautiful graphics that you will see was crafted by OM Design and supported by Wines of Portugal and Lanchester Wines. And we are very, very proud that we have this endorsement for the guide from Jancis Robinson. So she's a voice when it comes to looking at your packaging in wine as well. So this is really a privilege to have her forward. But we didn't do it alone, okay? We had a lot of people behind the work that we've been doing. So we have some specialists from universities, from specialists in different areas, helping us not only to put the content in place, but also to revise it and to make sure that we are passing on the word and the information as readable as possible. So also what you will see in this guide is a contribution of different companies. So one of the things that I'm going to explain how it is built up, but it brings also in first-hand testimonials from a lot of companies. From more than 30 of our members have contributed with their own experiences, from Argentina to the US to Portugal to New Zealand. So in a way you will see how in reality producers are using and experimenting different solutions in terms of packaging. But why did we decide to do a wine packaging guide? Possibly, hopefully, all of you know that packaging is the element that contributes the most to the carbon footprint of wine. I bring here two numbers of 51% and 40% from 2 different carbon footprint calculators. one from the Wine Australia that represents the full industry in terms of wine production in Australia, another one from IWCA that collects information from different countries, so an international collection of data as well. And you will see that packaging and transportation has a huge impact on the carbon footprint. Nevertheless, we know that the carbon footprint is not the only environmental issue, yeah? So in this guide, what we did is really to assess the environmental impact, not only having this carbon funnel. So looking at water usage, energy usage, resource extraction, so a lot of different impacts in terms of environmental footprint of the packaging. And we know as well that wine producers are wine experts. They do very good wines. But when it comes to packaging, I think they know what they want sometimes, but having all this information and processing all these different options, it's not easy. So that's why we give up. we put together all this information. So what sets this guide apart? What you will find? So we look, as I was telling you, we look behind carbon. So looking at all the impacts in terms of environmental impacts. We go beyond containers. So we look at primary, secondary, and tertiary packaging. So the full packaging arena. Also, beyond packaging, so we look first to the materials, so how steel is extracted, how aluminium is extracted. So first, we take a look at the materials, and then when the materials become packaging. We give some very practical and actionable steps for producers to follow when it comes to making their choices. Also, we promote not only some innovative and creativity, giving different examples that most of the people are used to look into, but also exploring and encouraging collaborative approach, bringing these success stories, but we don't give a perfect solution because we don't know, and we know that one solution does not fit all. So it depends if you are, imagine, in the US, you're sending your bottle to the US. The recycling rates in the US are 30% for glass. But if you send it to the Nordic monopolies or Nordic countries, you know that your bottle is for sure going to be recycled because the recycling rates are like in 90%. So this is the kind of data you will find also in the guide that will help you take a decision. Just an overview of the index. So we start with a global overview of packaging, looking at legislation, trends in packaging, consumer perceptions, and some key factors that should influence your decision when it comes to packaging. Then the environmental impact of the materials, okay, key factors, and then after that we go into the primary packaging, secondary packaging, so from containers, closures, capsules, labels, inks, gift boxes, pallets, shrink wraps. So you will find a lot of different information throughout the guide. The power of design. So eco-design also have a huge importance when it comes to packaging and eco-conscious packaging. So now, just showing a little bit some slides of the, so just a secret sneak to the guide. So this is what you will find. So a kind of global regulatory trends, the patchwork of rules that you will find. And it's very interesting that you will see that throughout the world, so this is just one of the pages, you see that the producer's responsibility is growing, okay? We have a lot of legislation when it comes to putting a packaging in the market, paying taxes when it comes to the waste that you generate. So in a way, the legislation is helping you to always providing some guidelines and some targets when it comes to recycling, when it comes to reuse, that is the next topic we're going to talk on the round table. Here in France, we are in France, there's a regulation that in a way sets targets for 2027 for every producer. Of course, it's big producers in this case, but it will get to the smaller ones, to have 10% of their portfolio in reusable containers, yeah, reusable bottles. Another, the kind of information you will find. So this is from chapter 2, where we have look at the materials before they become packaging. And we analyze how much water they use, the CO2 emissions, the end-of-life processing, the waste generation, the impact the packaging or the use of that material, sorry, not the packaging, will have on biodiversity loss. So looking, let's see, at aluminium, we have bauxite mining that is a huge impact in the ecosystems, yeah, and in terms of pollution. But aluminium is great to be recycled, yeah, so it's 100% recyclable and reusable. Then if you look at, well, so we try to reflect all the pros and cons of each of the solutions in before they become packaging. Here you have, and it's this image is based on a study done by the monopolies. So Alco, Systembolaget went together and look, and they are updating this information as we speak, and the guide will be updated as well. So this is how containers, in terms of carbon footprint, behave. What are, so bag-in-box, as you see, it still emits the lowest emissions, but the higher emissions is usually related to heavy bottles, okay? Of course, if you have a wine to be stored and aged, you will not choose the first bag-in-box, even though it is very low in terms of carbon footprint. So this is the kind of information that we try to pass on for you to take decisions, informed decisions. Then what you will find as well, and I did bring here examples related to the next panel, that is the reusable bottle. That is one of the solutions that we present. So for each of the solutions, we give you information on the composition and characteristics of the packaging itself, the environmental benefits and the environmental challenges, with some did you knows and some data that is, I think, highlights the impact of each solution. Then we always bring testimonials, okay? So we will have these contributions, real cases from real people, okay? Real people experimenting the solutions on their own words, looking at the benefits, the challenges, and giving an idea of how it's to be, how is to be using this kind of solution. Then we try to commit, so to bring action into life. So we would like, after, to inspire and give you information to decide to commit to some goals. I bring here a foil-free movement or a naked movement that we see in the US a lot. Also, we foster innovation, so we try to highlight who are the innovators that are appearing in the arena, and you will see some of them in the next panel. So, sustainable wine solutions. You will see also graphics here. This image is comparing the single-use bottle with a reusable bottle, so the emissions through all the life cycle of the packaging. And also you will find a few numbers. So did you know numbers that will, in a way, help you, hopefully, and inspire you to look at your packaging in a different way. So, and I just finished my presentation with 10 actionable steps. So you will find also for each of the chapters for primary, secondary, and tertiary packaging, very practical steps. So hopefully all of us know that reducing the weight of the bottle is it's the low-hanging fruit everyone can do to lower your carbon footprint. Then eliminate your foil. It's not needed, okay? It's waste that we are producing. Explore reusable packaging. Use recyclable materials, so avoid using new resources when it comes to producing new packaging, and promote the recyclability as well. Use cork because it is carbon negative. Switch to eco-friendly labels, so put the labels not very shiny with full of of inks and different art. So be simple, be creative, but make your difference by making good things. Standardize, because standardizing all of your production, it really means you can have an impact and efficiency on the product. Source locally and partner with local, so avoiding extra transportation. And finally, but not less important, is educate your consumers. Explain them why you are doing these kind of changes, why it matters also their choices when it comes to choosing environmental packaging. So with that, and I think my time is up, hopefully you will find the guide is available on the website, and I think you receive also a flyer where you can scan and access the guide on our website. If you want to reach out, feel free to reach out, and hopefully, because this is one of the topics that Porto Protocol works, have a collaborative network with 14 companies from seven countries looking at and working on reusables. So hopefully the next panel also invites you to explore new ways of looking at packaging. Yeah. Thank you very much.